I understand that Secretary Boy will have a presentation, a short presentation.
Cabinet meeting din.
Okay, sige ho. We'll have, I also intend this to be a relatively quick day, no? So we'll have a presentation. We have very few questions. I think Senator Legarda is also coming down for a few questions, but we hope to wrap everything up by 2:30. No? All right, so Secretary Boy, you have the floor. We formally call this Department of Committee on Finance hearing to order. Secretary De La
Thank
Peña.
you, Your Honor. I hope we have provided Senator Aquino with a hard copy of the presentation. I will go directly to our strategy, and this is shown in, I hope you can see it over there, wherein we actually based our visions on the mission and long-term vision of the OST. And this is actually appearing in our chapter on the Philippine Development Plan, wherein the outcomes that we would like to see, particularly during the 5-year period up to 2022, is that innovation has been stimulated. Of course, we will be using some metrics for this. That technology adoption has been promoted and acceleration. That we have built a critical mass of globally competitive human resources in science and technology, that we have contributed to productivity and efficiency of the production sector of communities, particularly the MSMEs, and that we have contributed towards resiliency to disaster risk and climate change. We also have an outcome which will be reducing of inequality in terms of capabilities and opportunities for science, technology, and innovation. This is particularly involving those institutions that are found in the region and, of course, the communities also. And the last one is we are, of course, eyeing towards a more effective science and technology governance. Now, we have translated this into what we call an 11-point agenda for the department and for the science community as a whole, which we call Science for the People. There are 11 items here. Most of them, particularly items 1 to 4, are dealing with the carrying out of research and development. So we have actually categorized the R&D that we will be carrying out. One will be those addressing pressing national problems. Another one will be those that enhance productivity. Another one will be those that generate and apply new knowledge and technologies across sectors. And another one will be the strengthening and utilization of regional R&D capabilities. On top of that, we would like to maximize the utilization of R&D results through technology transfer and commercialization. With respect to human resource development, that would be our strategy number 6. And strategy 7 is the upgrading of facilities for science, technology, and innovation, particularly in advancing research and development activities and expanding our services. Agenda number 8 is the expansion of assistance to communities, particularly the production sector. So this is not R&D anymore. This is actually putting into action whatever technologies are available and accessible to us, again, particularly the MSMEs. Strategy 9 is to provide science and technology-based solutions for disaster risk and climate change adaptation and mitigation. That actually eats up a big percent of our budget. And item 10 is the strengthening of industry, academe, government, and international science and technology and innovation collaboration. The different sectors involved have their own mission or vision for using R&D or SNT in their respective sectors, and we want to have some kind of convergence. And item 11 is the enhancement of effectiveness of science and technology governance. We are proposing, Your Honor, a budget equivalent to 21.1 billion. This is actually found in towards the last end of the page. This is 300 million higher than our 2017 budget, or an increase of 0.8%. This is divided into the following. We have capital outlay, personal services, maintenance and operating expenses. As you can see, the personal services account for 17%, which I think is on the normal side. We have the capital outlay at 21%, both for infrastructure and equipment, and the maintenance and operating services, which is really for services and for R&D, accounts for 62%. Now, with respect to the allocation to our different agencies, Your Honor, the next slide will show you the following. The Office of the Secretary, which includes in it the operation of the 16 regions, will have 7% of the total budget. We'll have 4.861 billion, which actually represents an increase of 7%. We have an increase in the three councils, around between 2 to 4%, with the Picard getting the biggest share, because this sector is a combination of agriculture, aquaculture, fisheries, natural forestry. We have the Research Institute, 7 of them, as shown, wherein there are institutes that are getting some reduction, particularly difficult or have met some problems in procurement last year, and therefore will have to continue on with some budgets that they already had. And so the I think the biggest share goes to the ITDI, our oldest R&D institute, with a budget of 568 million, followed by the Advanced Science and Technology Institute at 549 million, as they actually covers both information, communications, and electronics. And then this is followed by the Food and Nutrition Research Institute with a budget, proposed budget of 376 million. They have a marked increase here of 37%, because this is 2018 is a nutrition survey year. And then this is followed by MIRDC, 364 million, with the Nuclear Research Institute, whose budget has relatively remained the same at 344 million. And we have the Forest Products Research and Development Institute at 251 million. The smallest is with PTRI, 86 million, but with a slight increase of 4%. Now, with respect to the scientific and technological services agencies, we have Pag-asa, which here, well, the highest allocation goes to the Science Education Institute because of the scholarship program. We have a big increase in 2018, Your Honor, because we are resuming the freshman scholarships, which has been suspended for 2 years because there were no graduates of high school or very small graduates during the past 2 years. And this is followed by, no, the largest is Philippine Science High School pala. This is mainly because of the infrastructure component in the new campuses, plus the infrastructure also in the expansion of the campuses because of the addition of 50% of the original size of the enrollment because of grades 11 and 12. Now we have 6 levels in the Philippine Science High School instead of the original 4. And then we have Philippine Science High School, Science Education Institute, and then we have the PBOX with 541 million, actually reflecting a increase of 13%. We have many projects lined up for PBOX, particularly our efforts to be ready in the event there will be major earthquakes. Then we have the remaining, the Technology Application and Promotion Institute, which is in charge of our technology commercialization at 129 million, and the Science and Technology Information Institute with 100.8 million. The two attached councils, agencies, one is the National Academy of Science and Technology and the National Research Council of the Philippines. They're actually collegial bodies. They have members, and but we provide the budget, NAS with 81.99 million, and the National Research Council with 73 million. NRCP actually also provides research grants, but particularly to its members on an individual capacity. So the total budget that we are proposing is 21.118 billion, although we have requested for a much higher amount, higher than 21.1. If we will be asked, we have a short list of at least 5 items that we would like included. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Secretary. So, you could submit that list to the Secretariat. Tingnan ho natin kung may space yung budget for these other items. Let me ask, no, yung mga bumaba po yung allocation, for example, si Pag-asa, I saw a 25% increase. In the previous slide, there was one with a 37% decrease. A 27% decrease, si ITDI. Well, could you explain why the big decreases? At kung ano po yung hindi nagagawin this year?
Okay. So, siguro may papaliwanag mas mabuti ng ating mga agency heads. So, the representative of ITDI is there?
Yeah, please state your name for the record. Quickly lang po, ano yung hindi na mapupondohan for this year? Then later on si Dr. Malano.
Sir, I'm from ITDI, representative of Dr. Asansa, and Janet Flores Quezon, Chief of the Financial Management Division. The decrease refers to the local funded projects because the repair of buildings and equipment are much on the year one, and then this year too, it decreased because we have little repair and small quantity of equipment.
So these are capital outlay items?
Yes po.
Okay,
Yes,
so in terms of programs or activities, wala naman kung nabawasan?
Wala naman po, sir.
Pag-asa?
Good afternoon po. Ang bulk ng pondo sa Pag-asa is more on sa radar. So yung program natin for radar will end, the 20 radars are already funded. Tatlo yung i-install natin this 2018 and yung dalawa siguro may install 2019. Pero may pondo na po yun. So dahil doon po sa bulk na yun na nandun sa radar yung ating malaking portion ng ating pondo, ay mag-i-end na po yung radar program natin.
Capital outlay.
Capital outlay.
So ano capital outlay item? Alright, so but in terms of program activities, capabilities, wala naman pong nabawasan?
Wala po, wala po.
Right. You sexually doom. Of course, we had a hearing before regarding earthquakes. Any updates on that front? Parang we've been having more earthquakes again recently. Although I know they're not connected, pero hindi mo ba nakakabahala na parang almost every week may bago tayong earthquake?
With regards to the Metro Manila preparedness, the Office of the President and the National Security Council, aside from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, have been looking at the increased capacity of the government and also focusing on business continuity planning of government organizations, also identifying possible alternative site for governance in case Metro Manila will be affected. So doon po yung focus, but continuing po yung mga simulation exercises down to the barangay level, but on the side, meron sariling separate exercise ang gagawin among national agencies.
I remember the modeling that you had with a 6 in Metro Manila, 6.5 in Metro Manila, 23,000 casualties, no? Is that still the model or nag-improve na po tayo?
We had two models, 7.2 and 6.5. 7.2, if the whole fault will move, the whole length of 100 kilometers, around 31 to 34,000. If it's 6.5, which is more doable in terms of just having 30 kilometers of the fault length moving, still a lot. The main problem would be on the quality of houses, especially on the non-engineered buildings.
That's right. So, yung modelo po yun, are you saying kaya nang gawin natin, hindi na po mag-i-improve yun because of the state of housing in the country?
We can improve on it if we focus also on the housing. Now, we also need to look at the additional casualty for those that will be affected by severe injury. So, pagdating po sa ganon, mga response efforts naman, makakatulong yan. But we really need to look at the housing issue.
But currently, the model is still the same, 23,000 deaths.
Still
pa
the
rin.
same, 23,000 for 6.5 magnitude, 7.2 naman, 31 to 34,000.
Kung sundan po ng mga ahensya yung inyong mga suggestion, and we fast forward to next year, 2018, how much lower could that number be? Or is that number, hindi na po yan magagalaw?
Ang focus kasi ngayon, maliban po kasi sa housing, yung infrastructure resiliency, also the resiliency of government function. So marami po sa mga redundancy ng mga roads, fixing of the bridges, doon nakafocus. Pagdating po kasi sa housing,
But most of the casualties are with
sa
housing.
housing po yan.
So more or less, ganun pa rin yun.
Ganun pa rin. Pero pagdating po sa nighttime po kasi yung scenario na yun eh. Pero kung daytime po, ang kailangan talagang pagtuunan sa schools naman. So maganda rin mag-focus sa schools.
The schools are something we can do because most of those schools will be government funded,
Yes,
no?
tama po.
And I'm also handling the budget of DepEd.
So, dapat po kasi, ang death estimate, just for Metro Manila nga, pag 7.2, 31 to 34,000, pag buong Greater Metro Manila, it's 48,000. Sa gabi po yon. Pero pag araw, ang mas marami pong expected na maapektuhan, syempre sa eskwelahan.
Okay. Maybe since it's also my office handling the DepEd budget, we'll be discussing them, I think, in about 1 or 2 weeks. Can we submit to you the current plans of DepEd? And can you tell us if this will withstand the 7.2 earthquake or not? Because currently, napakababa po ng spending ng DepEd with regard to classrooms. No? In fact, yung August nila, 3%? Yung August? 5%? 2%?
Timeline sila towards the end
Yeah, so mga 2 currently. So they're actually, the underspending is severe, no? As of August, 2% pala yung nakagastan nilang classroom budget, even though they are programmed for more spending in the succeeding months. Pero ibig sabihin yan, hindi pa nabubuo yung mga classrooms. Baka meron pa tayong pwedeng gawin para masigurado na earthquake-proof po sila. So if you could help us with that, no, you'd be very happy, you said.
In fact, if we just retrofit government buildings, it can also fast-track yung build approach. Kasi aside from building, we have to secure
The current
the
one.
current ones na hindi sila.
May pag-aaral na ba kayo dyan? Have we done an audit of all of our
It's
government buildings?
DPWH po yan.
Are they doing an audit of these buildings?
Yes. Starting way back in 2005 po, ginagawa na nila.
So may data po tayo yan?
Meron po naman. And in fact, the government departments were required to submit ano yung priority na dapat.
And would PhilWorks have that data also?
Hindi ko po hawak yan.
Hindi
Sa
mo hawak
public
yan?
works po yan.
Okay. Sige, maybe, Secretary, we can reach out to DPWH to find out that data. Kasi, palagi ko po importanteng maaksyonan po natin yan. I mean, whatever budget will fall under. But I think that's an important thing to undertake. No? But anyway, mas pressing, since we are handling the budget of DepEd, maybe we can, you can take a look. Because pare-pareho naman po yung specs yan eh. Diba? Ang alam ko, after 2013, there was a decision to really build these classrooms more sturdily after Yolanda. But siguro, masasabi niyo rin na pag nakita niyo yung specs kung sapat na siya para maka-withstand ng earthquake o hindi.
Meron revision sa building code, hindi ba? Na in-implement
Pagdating po
yung
sa lakas ng hangin.
20, ano yun? Kaya ano yung taon yun?
2015.
2015.
But you can just take a look. I would like to get the official reading of PhilWorks regarding these classrooms. Because if there are some things that we're missing out, I think there's still an opportunity to include them, no?
Ang pinakamadali po naming i-offer sa DOST is the location first. So we have collated the existing schools from DepEd and overlay it in on the existing fault map.
I see. Nationwide? Or
Yan po yung aming plano, gagawin po namin. And so, para sigurado muna na yung mga eskwelahan ay nasa tamang lugar.
Okay. Sige, maybe we can, anyway, baka October pa naman yung budget, you have about 2 months to meet with them and come up with a recommendation. Pero habang may pondo pa na hindi nagagastos at may oras pa tayo, baka pwede ho nating ma-combine yung efforts natin dyan. Alright, so I have some questions on setup. Sino po yung nag-handle ng setup? Yes, Yusek Brenda. I don't need the data right now, but moving to the plenary, I'm also handling the budget of DTI. I just like an overlay of the negosyo centers, the setup program, the SSF ng DTI, and of course your the equipment that you've provided to our entrepreneurs. Gusto lang po namin makita yung mapa niya, kung nasaan siya nakalagay, kung ano po yung mga fields na covered ng ating tulong and sectors. We'll just ask the Secretariat to get that from you. And hopefully before the plenary, we already have it now because we do want to see the interrelatedness of the work that DTI is doing and of course the work that you're doing through setup.
Sir, how many years back would you need?
Maybe 2 or 3. Anyway, si Negosyo Center is only 2014 nagsimula. So maybe from the start of the Negosyo Center program and then for your plans for the next few years, yung 2018, 2019, yung planning niyo po ba, umabot na ng more than 2018 or hanggang 2018 pa lang? Pa lang. It's year-on-year, no? Hindi ho kayo makapagplano ng mas mahaba because of the budget cycle? Okay, sige. At least for the next year, makita ho natin.
We're also in the process of revisiting our setup. So, inaano na natin, what do you call this, in-improve natin yung mechanism.
Yes.
And then we will be leading towards making our MSMEs smarter and greener.
Okay.
So we're in that direction.
Maganda naman. In fact, I've seen areas where there's a negosyo center, there's an SSF, there's a setup program set up, and it's all working together on the ground, no? Kayo po, you provide the technology, si SSF also provides equipment, and then the negosyo center is there to provide the marketing support and the training. So, lahat ng efforts nagsasama-sama in one area, usually a school. So, maganda ho yung mga modelo yun. And then, of course, si Fab Lab is DTI, diba? It's not DOST, but it's very close to DOST type of work because you have the machines, you have the technologies that can fabricate all of these things, no? So, maganda yung tingnan how we can support each other. I think each agency has a role to play in this. No, we don't need to combine. There was a move, I think, before to combine the budgets, but we can keep the budgets with different agencies. Pero maganda ho na on the ground, nag-uusap-usap kayo at coordinated, no? So, if we can see that overlay before the plenary, we'd also appreciate that, no? That's right. Yes, how can I forget? Kung matuloy po yung Magna Carta, Balik Scientist, and Startup Bill, will we have enough funding to have this up and running by 2018? Assuming that we can get this done by this year?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, for all?
Yung po kasing Magna Carta, yung iba nun for other agencies eh.
I see.
Kasi other agencies, they employ scientists also.
I see. But the budgets will come from, not from the OST, but kanya-kanyang agency. Okay. So, would you know if they're budgeted in the other agencies? Baka hindi.
For those who have applied, they are budgeted.
Okay. We don't have to provide the data now, but which agencies have applied and if they're funded. Kasi sayang naman if we have to wait for 2019 to fully implement the changes in the Magna Carta.
Okay.
For the OST po, may pondo ko kayo.
Meron daw. For 2018.
Okay. And in case there's maybe more applications because of the law, kaya naman po, no? It's within the purview of your budget.
Siguro po yung mga hindi dati nag-a-apply, makobi na mag-a-apply for the first time, yun ang hindi namin ma-predict kung sino-sino yun. Pero yung apply, alam na namin kung sino sila, so we can check.
But even at least for your budget, sana we could have some space there. Parang the implementation, if ever there's interest, because we're taking away some of these restrictions, di ba? So mas lucrative na po yung laman ng Magna Carta at marami yung mag-apply. Sayang naman if they have to wait for another year before they avail of the new benefits of the law.
We will include that before the plenary
Oo.
hearing.
Mas maganda if you can just realign within the DOST.
Sige po.
Opo. How about for the balik scientist? Do you have enough funding for balik scientist?
Yun po kasing funding namin sa Balik Scientist at the moment, kinukuha namin dun sa aming allocation for grants and aid.
I see.
Oo.
And did we have an increase in our grants and aid budget, or it's the same?
Actually,
It's almost the same, no?
pagkakasyahin lang namin. No?
Okay, sige ho. Paano lang hindi sayang? Kasi syempre, every time there's a new law, there's always new interest. You can have that funded. First, the startup bill, it will be in the startup budget. Kung kumapasa po yung startup bill, there is a provision there on grants for startups or innovative startups.
Wala po. Ang pwede pong bakuna nun ay yung aming councils, particularly Picard and Picard.
Okay,
Kasi sila po yung nag-ooperate ng mga business incubators namin.
I see.
So, most likely doon namin i-ride.
Okay, we would just like to be assured that if these bills do pass this year, that there is an item that they can draw upon.
But thank you for reminding us because we will check again.
Opo.
Okay.
Okay, that's all for my questions. Is Senator Ricardo coming up? So hindi na? Okay. Sige, so what? Suspend first? Sige. Okay, we'll suspend for 5 minutes just to check with our chairman if she has further questions. So, the hearing is suspended.
We will wait. We will wait. Okay, no problem po.
So I've been informed that our chairperson has no more questions. So with that, Secretary, I move that we submit the budget of the OST and its attached agencies for the consideration of the committee and ultimately the plenary with all the inputs we have placed on record during the hearing today. Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Secretary. Salamat. Thank you. And this meeting... Suspended or adjourned? Adjourned ka? So suspended lang. So this meeting is hereby